Hello, welcome back. I'm excited to start a new little venue of our little baby steps towards being exceptional. We're going to talk about organic and geometric lines. We talked about lines, I know. The curvy ones are organic. The mathematical angles and straight lines are geometric. Believe it or not, a circle is actually a geometric line, but that's a curve closed, but it still falls under the geometric line. Now, the geometric lines are man-made, just like I talked about with the angles and everything. Like a bookshelf, that's man-made. Those are all straight lines and angles. Those are geometric. Once you put all of those together and you create that bookshelf, it becomes a shape. And that shape is geometric. Now, you take that pear out of the fruit bowl and you look at it, it's a combination of half a circle, half an oval, which is a shape. We're going to talk about that in the next couple of classes. And those are very, very organic. Now, I chose a food, which organic, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as organic food. But now, it makes me happy because you all can relate to the word organic, and it does create something in your mind that is natural, is flowing. You know, look at a leaf. Look at the way a vine curves around the wall or your fence. I said, so gentle and soft and organic and natural. Now, in art, there's negative and positive space. And this is something that you will hear me say over and over again, because it is important. Your positive space is the actual drawing of your artwork. It's the actual object that you're doing or the piece that you're making with your hands. The negative space is everything around it. It's really easy to understand negative space in a painting or a drawing. Let me give you an example. In this, you can see the negative space. It's all of the white, open, empty areas. And the positive is always easy to see. You can see it because it's in front of you and your eyes see it. To imagine or to understand negative space in something that's not a piece of flat artwork, say a sculpture or something like that, when you look at this, you can see the negative space all around it. I'm actually part of the negative space. You can see the negative space all around it, and you can put your hand through it. You can feel it. Now, if you were to draw this, you have to understand that this is all air. This negative space is air. It's there. You can't feel it. You can't really see it, but you need to understand that it's there. That's what creates it. This is a pretty good balance of negative space. If I put this inside here, that's a little bit too much positive, except for we do have the redeeming factor that this is high enough to balance it out. Now, this is smaller and a little chunkier, so to speak, but it's a good example also of positive and negative. There's very little negative space in here. Makes up for it with this open space. Now, these were both done by very young children, and as I've said before, young kids tend to not worry so much about things. They just want to put it together and see it. And a lot of times their natural instincts, the way their mind and their eyes see, will take and create this really good balance without trying. When we think too hard and we try to make something perfect, that's when we tend to, I don't know, stumble, I guess is a good word, because it's, again, not a mistake, because it's the way your mind is trying to make your hands do it. So always relax when you're doing your artwork. Perfection is for photographs, computers, machines that make things, but us humans need to remember these tools are our best tools. These eyes see best for us. These ears hear things that will also affect the way that you see and I'm going to use the big word interpret, if I can say it correctly. That means the way that all of this puts together mind, eyes, ears, and how your mind actually puts it together. So don't worry so much until you have done something 2 or 3 or 4 times and it still's not working out, and that's when I'm going to give you the put it down, walk away, take a breath, start again. So now that you are familiar with organic and geometric lines and the negative and positive space around them, we're going to do kind of a fun, offbeat way of making our curved lines. If you notice, I have my file folder with all of my material in it, and it's also repurposed because I used it once for folk art, and now it's geometric and organic lines. So this is kind of a guessing game here. How do you think that we're going to create these? If you look at them, you can tell that they're not just someone going like this. Oh yeah, practice, practice, practice. There's many, many of these. I like these. This kind of looks like a watermelon. So these are your organic lines. I'm going to move this out of the way. This one, again, was done by a 5-year-old. And they might, because they have smaller hands, might have a little harder time with this lesson. This was the first one I did, and to be honest, this could be turned into some beautiful floral piece with the beautiful bending, organic, curvy lines. Get my blank paper here, and I'm going to show you how we do it. I'm going to have a little problem solving here because I have many different kinds of rubber bands, and I have many different sizes and tips, or no tip as this case may be. I'll sharpen it, I won't throw it out. So I'm going to try this little one, but I'm also going to pull out a long one as well. No, those look like twins. Let's see. Aha! Long and short. They both have a good sized tip on them. So what you're going to be doing is making your hand into a compass. You're going to put your finger somewhere, put your rubber band in there. Now this one's thick. Do you think I'm going to be able to do big curvy lines? No, you're right. This one, it can't pull it too much. So I get a tight little line, which is useful. Okay, what about this guy? 10 to 1, it doesn't even work. But let's see. Are you with me? All right, let's try it. Oh, hey, Miss Linda never is afraid to admit when I was not, completely right. It works, but it's a little fragile. This one would be great if we're going to do what, small or large lines? Yeah, really big lines. Now, I could go off the paper with this, it's so big, but let's see if I can go from one end to the other. Finger down. You're going to have to really press on the finger that's holding the rubber band because it's going to want to spring away from you. Cool. Now, these lines are all going the same way. I think I'll do this so I don't repeat my rubber bands. I'm going to turn my paper. I know, I'm a big turn your paper kind of girl. I think this one's going to be really good because it's just the right size. It's just the right thickness. Finger down and hold it tight. Yeah, this one's really tight. But the less you pull, the closer you're going to get to your finger. When you get to here and there's no more tension, that's when you stop. All right, let's try a blue one. Ooh, you get the picture, right? Now, to me, this right now looks like a sailboat. It's like, here's the sail, and put another sail over here and a pole for the sail. So your artwork's going to turn into something as you do it. All right, let's try one more rubber band. This one is thick and tight. It's got a good, let's see. I have to angle my paper so that I can get that negative and positive space. I don't want too much. This is a good example, actually. This is the positive space, which is good. There's enough negative space in between these to make it interesting, but there's this big blank spot that is negative. This is an example of too much negative space. I could actually just do 2 swoops here, and I would fill that in enough. Let's try it. Let's see if I know what I'm talking about. See the difference? But it's still not balanced. So I'm going to turn it again. I am actually not that fond of this rubber band. Now, believe it or not, these thin ones, you can get a really good pull. Start over here. Let's just connect the top to the bottom. Okay. Now, if I kept going and going and going, it would be way too much. So once you get it to that point, you can turn it around and turn it into sailboats or whatever you see. Watermelon pieces, any organic shape that comes to your mind. Do it over and over again. It gives you that perfect curved line. So I'm going to put this over here. The next one is going to take you a little bit longer because you have to do some work to get to it. I'm not going to need my pencils, so I'm going to very carefully put them off to the side and pull out my other file folder with my work in it. So we did the organic lines. Now we are going to do the geometric lines. Corrugated cardboard is so much fun for, I don't know, so many reasons. If you've noticed, I've peeled off just one piece of it. The bottom of it is staying. If you look inside there, you can see the little holes. This one is a large corrugation, if that's a word. This one is tighter, which means you're going to get smaller lines. This one, I was lucky. This came in a package and it was already peeled. This one's super tight. And actually, I know you can't feel things, so I'm just going to give you sound. 10 to 1, this one sounds like me. And that wasn't as deep as I thought. If you notice, I've cut smaller pieces too, because what we're going to be doing, you might want to try to create some sort of artwork. Long pieces, short pieces. Everyone has corrugated cardboard. If you're peeling it, which I'm about to show you, and this doesn't come off, you can do this with your fingernail or use your toothpick, like Miss Linda said. And you can get that out, or you can leave it in there because it's going to create a really cool texture, real nice design. All right, so here's our cardboard. This one's thicker, this one's thinner. This one's really thin. All right, as I start to peel, I do it slowly and gently. Keep my thumb there. Now, once this is like this, you know, let's use our scissors here. Very gently. Now, I could do this forever, and we could fast forward through it. Again, don't throw these on the floor. Put them off into a little area that you can just toss it in the garbage later, okay? So, if I get tired of this, because this is tighter, they are harder to peel, I'm just going to cut a shape out of this one and use it later. Now this one, and it's actually harder to start it than anything. Sometimes when you pull it, it doesn't want to come. Go to another corner and watch, it'll do the same. Okay. Oh, when you hear that click, when you hear that click, you know it's starting to work. Do it slowly. Oh, this one's actually popping off. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better sound. If you get a piece of corrugated cardboard that does this, you are one lucky person. I could try to rip it all off at once, but I know that will ruin it. So I'm going slow. Oh, look at this. It's perfect. So now that you see all of that we have for our straight geometric lines, I'm going to show you some. This is one that I did for an example. And this is one that my young friend did. And as we were looking at it, he could see robots, he could see factories, which is really cool because that's what I want you to do. I want you to see that when you're done. I'm going to put these off to the side and show you actually with several different types of paper. We've talked about these. This is your tracing paper. This is your heavy duty tag board tape paper. This is your printer paper. And this is your drawing paper. Let's start with, I'm gonna have lots to clean up today. We're gonna start with our printer paper. So you're gonna put this underneath and of course, get my favorite broken crayon arrangement. I did put some new colors in here since last class because I knew we were doing this. Now, what do you think? Do I need to like super push hard on this? No, because what'll happen to these little bumps if you push, they'll squish. They'll just flatten right out because they really are just an open tunnel. So I'm going to use one hand to hold the paper. Okay, now I'm not pressing very hard. I'm going to show you what happens if I press a little harder. Remember, not too hard. So I've got my turquoise. I like the turquoise. So what I'm going to do is move this over here, and it's okay if it's sticking out because what I want to try to do is get a balance. I think green will look really good with this. So you're going to get lines going in different directions. But these are all geometric lines. Once crossing over, creating diamonds, squares, rectangles. This is how your shapes begin. And let's do a dark blue here. Now, it's harder doing it that way. I'm going against the lines. If I do it with the lines, do you see the difference? How smooth that is versus wump, 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 wump. Sound has a lot to do with the way your mind thinks also. Gives you clues. And a red. Or this could be orange. I think it's orange. Last class I thought, yeah, it's orange. Now, here's where these little pieces come in, which you can do. Oh, you know what I forgot to show you? Test your little crayons out. This was from when I was doing my examples. I want to find a black. I know this larger one is. Let's see what this one is. Dark blue, see? Looks like a black. And this one is definitely black. So what I'm going to do is put this guy under here, right in the middle. And it's a little hard to see. You must take your time. Try to find the entire shape. This one had a point on it. So now we're layering colors, and we're also creating shapes and new colors. When you get down to the bottom, if you want to, let's see, let's try the black. All right, here we go. And if it gets a little smudgy out there, it's okay. It's, you know, this is just us trying out different ways of creating new artwork. Miss Linda knows all the basics. Oh, let's try this skinny one. And all the easy ways, but you know what? I want us to do things kind of in a different way so that it's more fun than just, you know, oh, I found another black and a dark purple. I have not used red. I believe this is red. When we do learn in different ways and we have fun with it, it sticks with us. And it also makes us want to do it again. Okay, now I'm going to go a little harder. I'm still not pushing. I'm just going over and over and over again. Over and over and over. So when you're doing this, I want you to try to find different types of cardboard. Corrugated cardboard. You can always peek on the inside to see what type of space between your lines you're going to get, because that's what it creates. The underneath the dip is your negative space, and the upper part, the bump, is your positive space. And if you can think about that. All right, I'm going to do one more. Let's get this big, wide, huge one, and then we're gonna be cleaning up our mess. And I'd like you to try this over and over again. I have a lot of blue. What do I need? Should we try that yellow? It did show up better than I thought last time. Oh yeah. Shall we create an orange by laying yellow next to red? Look at the nice space in between that one. And remember, when you're peeling this, clean up your little tiny pieces because they'll be everywhere. And notice, if you have these left in there, don't worry. You can either try to gently get them out with your scissors, or remember that toothpick that Miss Linda likes so much. It is the best tool besides these are the best tool. So when you're done with these, I want you to do the same thing as I did before. Stack them up, put them, whoops, Miss Linda almost put my organic with my geometric lines. So now I have another example. Difference every time you do it. Every time you do it, practice. Was not fond of these colors. So the next time I used a little deeper colors, and you can see where the pressure was, where the deeper lines are, just like when we did our other curved lines in straight lines. So practice, 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 clean up after yourself and have a good time. And keep in mind, the negative space is as important as a positive space. You don't want too much negative, don't want too much positive. Your eye will tell your brain what the balance is, so don't worry. And the more you do it, like I said, the more comfortable you're going to become with it. So try, 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 and enjoy. That's the most important part, is to have some fun while you're doing it. So I'm going to remind you again to clean up your mess. After pulling off all that paper, there's always a mess. And show someone else this. I'm going to say that every single time. Teach it to someone else. You be the teacher. It's fun. Being the teacher is a lot of fun. When your artwork is finished, put it in your folders, save it. You might want to go back just to remember things. You know, what was geometric and organic lines again? What was negative space? A lot of times I will ask students, you remember I told you this, and they'll look at me like, I don't think so, Miss Linda. So I'll go over it again. So you're going to be your own teacher a little bit. So what I'd like you to do is go over it, put it away, keep it in an organized fashion so that you can go back to it. Next week, we're going to have a good time. Bye now.